Hello guys and girls, hope you're all well. Hope you're staying warm in this really cold weather. Right, I just want to talk about nets on this video. I'm going to start off with the 305 net that you're all quite familiar with, and just to explain sort of something that's been happening with the 305, and then I want to generally just talk about radio in the winter and how it's different to radio in the summer, and that's for the benefit of a lot of the new people that have come on to air. Anyway, the 305 net, yeah, pretty much very popular, pretty much a victim of its own success really. Just before Christmas it got extremely popular and we were getting a lot of new stations coming on, especially with the help of Chris 5757 in Reigate, and also Jake 2151, and bringing a lot of new stations onto the net, which was brilliant, really good. A lot of North London stations coming on. Jim from Barnet came on. We've got Kevin from Walthamstow coming on, and some mobile stations as well. So if you imagine this pencil here, if you imagine this is sort of like, we'll say, the North London stations, me and Dave are probably round about sort of here. And then out to this end is the Bedford stations, what I call the Luton boys, and that's sort of Eric 1791, Johnny Jaffa-Cake and Paul, and a few of the guys sort of in between Welling Garden City, Stevenage, sort of out that way. So they're out here, and the London guys are out here. Now the problem we were getting was that some of the London stations couldn't be heard by the Bedford stations. So me and Dave in the middle here, we were doing okay. We can actually talk between sort of both sides of the coin. But so it's a bit of a shame because some of the Bedford stations, like Eric and Paul, were getting a little bit left out, because obviously me and Dave, we will try and prioritise new stations coming in. You know, new guys setting up on the radio obviously want to get out and be heard. So with the new QSKs coming in from sort of the London area, without doing it deliberately, we were sort of prioritising those stations, and unfortunately some of the guys in Bedfordshire kind of were getting a little bit left out, and also because these two sort of stations couldn't hear each other, there was a little bit of crossover as well in the middle, where these guys were calling and these guys were sort of calling. So it's getting a bit lonely for the guys up in Bedfordshire. So what happened is Steve's started a kind of second net, if you like, mainly for the guys sort of further up the country towards Bedfordshire. So we're on the 305, and then Steve has gone all the way down to Channel 1, which is 26965. So when he starts on his journey now, on his way home, and he sort of moves along the M1, he's on at the moment he's on 26965, and me and Dave, when Dave's a bit unwell at the moment, so Dave's not been on, but me and Dave are on channel 30, 305, and we're kind of going to sort of cross. We're going to sort of cross in between. I mean, I'll still be going on the 305, but I'll be honest. If there's no one on within sort of say 10 minutes or so, then I'll be dropping down to channel 1 to pick up Steve and the other guys sort of about. So you've got two different frequencies there to try now. As I say, try the 305, and if you don't hear anyone on the 305, try the 26965, sort of channel 1, and we might be on there. So just sort of try between the two. And it's quite interesting also if you're sort of nearer this end, if you're, you know, say you're sort of Barnet, you know, Hatfield, around that end, you'd probably be able to get both sides of the coin there. So that's what's happening with our net. I say we're sort of split between the two. And in general, you know, radio in the winter time, it does drop off. There is a reason for that. A lot of the sort of the hardened radio guys tend not to be on so much in the winter. There's less chance of getting international DX. Without getting too technical about it, you need to have the ionosphere up in the atmosphere. That needs to be charged for you to bounce your signal up and down and bounce it around and get out long distances. Because the hours of sunshine are less in the winter, or certainly in the UK anyway, there's less chance that the bands will open up. The ionosphere will become charged. So skip, as we call it, or DX, it does become sporadic. So you get sporadic. So yeah, it still happens, but it can happen a little bit sort of, well, without warning, really. So that's why you need to get yourself on social media. Facebook groups are very, very good. Charlie Tango forums. Facebook groups are more kind of interactive as it happens. So you need to be looking on social media, and someone will suddenly put up, you know, oh, bands are open, you know, I'm getting Skip coming through from Italy or France. And they'll usually give a frequency. It'll normally be around the sort of 27,555. And then you want to get yourself on the radio. In the summer, of course, you know, the bands stay open for longer, generally more sunshine. It is the sort of sunshine that sort of tends to help it. So a lot of the radio guys, a lot of the kind of hardened radio guys, they simply go off the radio in the winter when there's not little chance of DX, and they go off and do other hobbies. You know, we've all got other hobbies to do. Also, it's cold, of course. You know, people like myself that are set up in the attics and things, you know, the temperature up here is probably about 7 or 8 degrees, so it's not all that comfortable to spend too long up here. And generally people get colds and sort of don't really feel like making the effort. So, you know, don't be disheartened if you come onto radio in the winter and it seems very, very dead. You know, don't be disheartened, because it will pick up again in the summer. And as I've said before, get onto social media, find out where the nets are going on in your area. They're generally around the country. If you look, there's generally nets sort of still going on, but they are obviously at certain times of the day. Our net, of course, is about 4 o'clock till about 4:45, and not everybody is on every day. And it doesn't run at the weekends either. Normally it's Monday to Friday. But if you get a few key players that, you know, like say Dave's sick at the moment, so he's not on. Once you get a few key players off, it dies down. But, you know, tune into the net's frequency, either our net or your local net, and give a shout. You know, don't just sit there like nobby no mates. You know, pick up the mic and say, oh, hi, you know, this is Charlie Tango 1664 Fred. You know, I'm just giving a shout out on the 965 net. You know, any breakers out there, and see who comes back, because there might be other people like yourself just sitting there listening, and you know, and not geared up. So okay, just a sort of quick video, let you know what's going on with our net. As I say, I'm on the 305 pretty much every day. I can't guarantee to be on there every day, but I do sort of generally try. And the guys are on also back on the 305. If you're up very early in the morning, then normally the guys Dave and Steve and sometimes Stan are on the 305 anytime from probably about 6:30 to about 7:10, which is Steve's drive to work, and you'll find some activity on there if you're an early bird. Okay, that's it. Just a little bit of a chat, really. I hope you're keeping well. Stay warm. It's going to be crap the next few days. We're getting snow and all sorts. But as for now, cheers. Thanks for watching. Give the old video a thumbs up. That sort of helps me. That helps me know that the videos I'm making, you know, are being appreciated and watched by you guys. And if you haven't already done so, just hit that subscribe button and you'll get notifications when I put up some more videos. But as for now, stay safe, stay warm, and I'll catch you on the next one.